Man, I'm really pushing for this whole full-time comedian thing, man. I really want this, bro. So I'm grinding, Joey. I'm out here, baby.
Yeah. Good luck with it, man.
Put some content out, man. That's all we can do, dude, is just keep putting content out and keep trying to write and
That's what it seems like.
try to be funny, bro, and try to you know,
Yeah,
grow,
yeah.
bro.
Really open yourself up to different avenues, all that
Yes, dude,
good
exactly.
shit. Yeah, you have
That's
to.
a good way to put it. I left you in the lobby there for a while. I'm sorry about that.
That's all right. I wasn't here too long.
Okay, cool, dude. How's the Sunday in Nashville, baby?
This is good. I took some mushrooms this morning, so I'm a
That's
little
amazing.
yeah, a little spacey. A
Dude,
little
I
bit.
did I did a podcast on mushrooms with I won't say who, but I did a podcast with a few comedians. This won't come out for like a month, so no one will really know who it was exactly, but
Okay.
I did them on Friday and it was so fun, Joe. I mean, dude, like just breathtaking, bro. Just a few, just a little, not like too much, but enough, to where it was like it was just a good time, bro.
Yeah.
We didn't say that we were on them, but I guess the jig is up now. Hopefully, excuse me, people in the comment section try to I hope you guys can play a game out of it where they try to guess which podcast I was on mushrooms. So you guys have to watch the backlog now.
It'll probably be easy to tell. Anyone who has taken mushrooms will definitely be able to tell.
Yeah. I
Or
think
anybody who just regularly listens to you.
yeah.
It's so funny when I used to do like a game, I guess, where I would take acid and then go see if anybody would ever figure out that I was on acid.
Oh yeah, I like the microdose.
Yeah.
I did it for a
Yeah.
while. At one point, I think I just fixed the audio. It sounds a lot cleaner now, doesn't it? I don't know. Oh shit, dude. I left the stage door open. Will you give me a second?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do what you gotta do, man.
I got your lighter too. Yeah, man. If you ever get a gig up here in Ohio, you got to come check out the studio, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna be up in Cincinnati sometime in August.
It's
I
like
was
40,
supposed to be
45 minutes from here.
okay.
Yeah, dude. Dayton's like 45, maybe 50 minutes if you hit a little traffic.
Yeah,
We're right by
yeah.
downtown.
I'll hit you up then because maybe I'm trying to maybe do like a show in front of that one or something like that.
That'd be awesome. Maybe we
Somewhere
could do
around,
it.
not necessarily Cincinnati, but then I'll be up in Michigan seeing family fucking off in Detroit. They opened a new club up there, so
Hell
I'd
yeah.
like to check that out. The House of Comedy's now up there. I think
That's
Comedy
fire,
Bar
dude.
is thinking about opening one in Detroit too. So Detroit
Dude,
has no clubs right now, and they're about to get two. So that's
a
pretty
good
good.
market. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's
yeah,
untapped, and we know how well comedy is doing. It's on an upswing right now.
yeah, yeah. I
Seems
guess so.
it seems to be the second big wave is kind of bubbling up right now, dude.
Yeah,
There's a lot of people that like you and I know and see that kind of like over the last couple of years, like I've watched you develop online and you probably maybe me the same. And there's a lot of people that are also a little bit higher up and even more higher up than us, but you can kind of see the people who are like consistent and who are kind of like starting to get opportunities. And I think it's cool, man. I'm glad that there's a new wave and like a new kind of a new upswing in comedy going on with like a younger
yeah, yeah.
generation.
It's people just kind of I don't know, just being able to do your own shit is helpful. And as long as you're doing something,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people who do put in work or whatever, but they don't even put in the work. They've just been doing the shit for a long time and don't put in any work and then bitch about who's doing what and why they aren't getting shit. And it's like you don't do anything.
Yeah, you gotta
Even if
try
it's
some new
not
shit.
good, you know what I mean? As long as you're doing something, it's like building a portfolio. So when the time comes, you know, you'll have shit to show somebody. You'll show people
Yes.
that you are capable of doing other things outside of stand up, which if you're trying to make just a living doing straight stand up, good fucking luck.
Yeah, stand up is also, I mean, even at this point, at my level and probably your level, the podcast is secondary too. It's like we have to have other businesses and other streams of income. But as that grows and as, we grow and we get into different markets, obviously our followings will grow and those will convert, hopefully, if we're smart enough to, you know, not take away from our creativity while also being business minded and trying to make a living.
Yeah, I'm
A
terrible at all
fine
that
line.
shit. I'm
Am I
so
right?
bad at all that other shit. I like getting on stage and doing stand up, and I think I do pretty okay at that.
Yeah.
But every other aspect of what it is to make comedy a business, I am dog shit at.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at it. I just don't really care. I'm fairly organized or whatever, but it's like I don't wanna I've tried to sell shirts. I can never fucking I just don't. I'm just not a salesman, I guess. I'll have a bag of shirts and just lug them around to shows and not tell anybody that I have them.
Do you think that's like
It's terrible.
do you think that you have like imposter syndrome? Or you know what I mean? Like sometimes like you feel like do you not believe in the merch or the idea of the joke on the shirt? Or like what do you think exactly is holding you back when it comes to because I've been there too. But only when I was, like, earlier in my comedy career or maybe when I was a musician, when I used to do music, but I didn't really, like, love it or I didn't think I was the best, but I just did it, and, I think there was a lot of times it held me back from sharing myself because I didn't think I was good enough, and at that time, maybe I wasn't, you know what I mean? But I think that now I'm just trying to grow and feel confident enough to share my stuff, but yeah, I was just wondering, like, what do you think it is, like, inside you that you think it's taken away from the creativity because 'cause you're making money?
I
Like,
don't think so. I don't think that's it at all. I genuinely think I just don't care enough to make money in that way. You
okay,
know, when I was living in my van and like I really when shirt money was like pretty important as far as like gas money and shit like that, like getting to
yes.
the next place. I seem to get it together a little bit, but I just really don't I just don't care to do it. Like I did a show in up in like an hour north of Seattle and did mushrooms on that show and it went great and everybody wanted to buy shirts, but it was like everyone just had I just gave them away just because I was like, I feel like there's an even trade here somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Whereas like I feel like you guys got something or like I got something out of you, so here's a shirt. But I just yeah, I probably missed out on like 200 bucks that night just because I just didn't want to
Damn.
deal with any of it, dude. I
Yeah,
just don't like it. I like seeing people's smiles. I think that's like I just found that very rewarding.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
it's
not a
not good.
bad
It's not
thing.
good for
No,
business. It's
yeah,
not a
no,
bad thing, but no,
it
you're not gonna
doesn't
make any
matter if it's
fucking money this way.
doesn't matter if it's always good for business, you know, as we grow, we get more door money, we get more opportunities
Yeah.
for, like, acting and there's other avenues for sure, and we all got our hustles, right? Like, I produce media for other people, like, on the side, and I also have a full-time gig, so it's like we all have our little hustle hand. We have to as comics, right? You gotta be a little Swiss Army knife. I use
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
expression a lot. My buddy Billy DeVore said that when he came on my podcast, and he was like,
Billy's good people. I know
"Wow,
Billy.
I love Billy. He's the chili
Yeah.
Billy Chili, man. He's the chili master." But yeah, dude, he said this, and it just rings true. And I say it all the time now. Like you got to be a Swiss Army knife of a person to make it in any business. So
Yeah.
comedy is no
Mhm.
exception. You know, we gotta we gotta kind of tackle everything, and we are a one man band or one man, whatever you are. You know what I mean? As
Yeah.
in the beginning, and this is the beginning. This is the journey. Dude, when we're struggling, it's the best, man. You know, it sucks now in the moment, right? But like when I'm sure that when once we gain more success, we'll look back on these times like, man, all those times when I didn't want to sell shirts. Now you have people working your merch booth to where you don't have to really deal with that. And there's
Yep.
levels to it, bro. And you're definitely working. I see you out here, and you've got a lot of relationships with comics that are well known in the industry too, and that's going to help you out. You know, as you grow, you know,
Yeah,
people
at
recognize
some
that
point when it when
at some point when it matters.
yeah, I think when I kind of figure out what it is that that I'm trying to do with all this, I guess,
Yeah.
because you know, I because it's like I don't. There are people who definitely could help me out a little bit, but I don't know what to ask of them for right now. You know what I mean?
I think just building up your following and then eventually turning those people into either patrons or people who buy tickets to your concert and buy your merch in exchange for you giving out your time and energy and creating this free project that you give them every week. It'd be cool to have a little something in return, you know. And that's not to say that you're greedy or money hungry. You're a starving artist. We all are for a long time, right? It's no overnight success, right? But I was
Yeah.
just saying that I recognize that I see you working and building these relationships, and you're down there, bro, and you're on a huge comeback right now. So
I appreciate it. Yeah, it's good to be
yeah,
back here. I really don't know what I was doing in Atlanta towards the end there. It was just like, what the
you had a
fuck am I
vision,
even doing here?
you know. Hey, we got to go through struggles in life, and we got to figure stuff out, man. And that's the beauty of it, right?
Yeah.
Seriously, dude.
Yeah,
That's the
completely.
fun part, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Tell me about. We were talking about just relationships with other comics. I remember a while back. I we were on because we're Facebook friends, and you made a post. Or no, you didn't make a post. I think I might have hit you up, but I saw something in somebody mentioned you in a podcast, and it was about like a big podcast. I don't know if Michael Rappaport or something. I don't know where it got shared, but it was something a big piece of media. And I was like, dude, I know Joe Kelly. I was like, we're friends on Facebook. So I got on your page or whatever, and I asked you about it. And basically, I want you to share the story, but you basically gave Theo Von your pants,
I gave
right?
Theo Vaughn my pants, my only pair of. I had like, yeah, this was in
What the fuck?
2017. I was living out of my minivan at that point in time.
And so
You
he
know,
didn't have pants.
he just showed up. We were doing a weekend in Huntsville at Stand Up Live. That
Okay.
was like, yeah, I like just I was over on the West Coast for about a year. I was up in Seattle, like fucking off, and came back over here. But that's yeah, that's how that all got linked up together. But yeah, he showed up for a whole weekend. Showed up Thursday night for the Thursday show and just had like sweatpants, and that was like it. And for some reason, forgot to bring had shirts, had everything else, but didn't pack a single pair of pants at all. Theo's like he is that dude, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like his podcast and everything. Like
Yeah. He's got
he is that dude. He's funny as fuck, dude.
yeah.
That dude's a wild man, but
Dude, and
very fun.
I love
But
watching him for sure.
yeah, and it's fun that he's here, so it's fun to be able to kind of check him out here and there. But uh at that point, I only had one pair of pants. I had my like show pants that I'd wear. Other than that, I was wearing like cargo shorts and gym shorts or whatever.
Shit.
I had some old musty backup jeans, but I just did my set, brought up the feature, went and got my shitty jeans and gave Theo my show jeans, and then put my musty jeans on to bring him up. So they just happened to fit, you know.
It's so weird that like the audience, I wonder if anyone was maybe too drunk of that by that time in the show, right? Towards the very end of a show, you know what I mean? You've had a few in you and you might not notice, but it's just so
You'd
funny,
think you
dude.
would notice. You think you would notice the wardrobe change, you know. But
Oh my
I
god.
don't think anybody did. I don't
What's
think.
that called? Continuity.
Yeah,
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 like it's the continuity's off. It's like deep in their subconscious. The next day they woke up like that motherfucker had different pants on, right? But in their
yeah.
drunken stupor, like with cheese
But
sticks in their throat, they don't know how to vocalize it.
are you really looking at someone's pants if you're watching them do stand up though?
No, I mean at first, right? You do like kind of glance up and down. I would say they give us a good up and down, but yeah, at that point they're kind of like locked in with your face and your voice and other like body language things to where they're comfortable enough to maybe you can get away with it. I guess just
I maybe. I
Was this
just don't
all
think.
weekend? You guys had to change pants all weekend?
No, he went to the store the
Oh
next
my
day
god. I
and
would love it if you were like, it
got
was
some
for
fucking
3 weeks on the
pants.
tour.
Yeah, if he
Had
was
to
like
he
really
didn't pass 1
struggling
Marshalls,
back
1
then.
Old Navy. He just had we were in the stick, so it's my pants. Oh, dude.
But that's it. It wasn't. It's yeah.
That's
He always anytime
funny.
someone brings me up, he seems to mention that I
Yeah.
let him. He never forgot that I
Might have
let
been
him
him.
borrow my pants. He hasn't done a goddamn thing to help me in comedy,
Well, he
but
mentioned you on his podcast. I'm pretty sure that's how I heard about this bit.
I'm just fucking around.
You should tell that story, dude.
There's no. I don't
Tell it
think
on
there's anything
stage.
to tell. Anytime I feel like it's so
Interesting.
lackluster when I
It's
talk about it.
interesting, and you can embellish it a little bit because you're a
Oh yeah,
performer and you
I
fuck
guess
around
so.
and play around with
Ah,
it.
yeah. I
It's
didn't think
interesting.
about
It's
that.
interesting enough to where you'll get people's attention, and then you could be like, "Yeah," and then I sucked his dick or whatever.
Something like that. Yeah.
Whatever left turn you can figure out. You know what I mean? But
I need a Theo Vaughn bit.
that's good, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I know a lot
I
of
think
people
you're
who do
onto
that.
something. I think
Like
you really genuinely are.
Hannibal Burrs had a Bill Cosby bit. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. That's
Like
fucking click. That's at least clickbait for sure.
that's what I'm saying. Clickbaity, you could just burn it. That's good to get
Yeah,
attention.
yeah. Maybe there's something to. Maybe I'll work on a Theo wearing my pants
In my
bit.
head, I thought you'd already had done it for whatever
Nah,
reason.
dude.
Maybe
I
I was just
no.
holding on to it for you so we could share this idea and then you can
I
post it.
it never crossed my mind to even tell anybody about it.
Oh, dude, yeah, because he mentioned it, and if it stuck in his head enough to where he thought that was a funny or interesting story, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
just
don't
thought
even
it was
think
a good thing to do, I
yeah,
guess. I don't
dude,
fucking
I
know.
think that's amazing, bro, for sure. You gotta talk it up and just embellish it a little bit and like,
Yeah, I feel like I need somebody like you in my life a little bit more business minded because you're
dude,
always you got a little bit more structure to how you operate, I guess.
Well, I'm always here, buddy. You got
Oh,
we
hell
got
yeah.
phone numbers and we got and now we can share podcasts and we can share each other's stuff. Did you know that Instagram just recently made it to where like if you do a podcast with me or whatever, or someone comes on the show, which I have a someone big coming on next month. I don't want to burn it. I don't know. This won't be out till probably about then. I'll tell you right now, since you're a Nashville boy, you'll appreciate this. But
Let's do it.
I'm doing Jelly Roll next month. He's gonna be.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Is that crazy, right?
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
I know a friend of a friend, and actually one of the people who works for his management team is a stand-up, and I met him through a friend, my friend Bubby Galloway. Do you know who Bubby Galloway is?
I don't know who that is, no.
So he's signed with Mako Music, which is Bravo Gators record label, and so they're associates with Jelly. Anyway, my friend Bubby did a song with Jelly Roll, and that's kind of how Bravo had heard of him, and then they signed him. And Bubby introduced me to Jonathan through that kind of the internet, because Jonathan actually lives in Nashville, and I thought that
Yeah.
would be a good connect for you to have too, because he works with those guys in music, but he's just getting back into stand up. And yeah, dude, he's a really cool guy. I had him on the He's the only other guest that I think I've had Zoom also besides you. And I love Tennessee, by the way.
Jonathan Craig?
Yes, you know Jonathan
Yeah,
Craig from
I know
Nashville?
Jonathan pretty well. Yeah, yeah. I
Dude,
knew
he's
him
a
when he
cool
was back
ass dude.
when he was in Alabama. Yeah.
Yeah, so he used to work for Zanies, right? When they opened in Alabama in Huntsville.
Yeah.
He ran it.
I thought I think he used to live down there, then
Yeah,
moved
so
up to Nashville, and
yeah,
then started working at the club in Huntsville, and then came back up this way, and now he's
yes.
doing shit with Jelly Roll.
Yeah, I like his story because he actually started off as an independent producer of shows of comedy in the area,
Yeah.
and he was doing so well, the clubs had to hire him. So I was like, I like Jonathan. He's a cool guy to know for sure. So, dude, you need to talk to him, man, because you guys are so close, and he's got like a new internet TV show or some kind of stand-up thing that he's starting to produce down there. I don't know if it's improv or it's kind of like SNL, something like that. So I'm hoping I'm not spoiling that because he told me that in a private message. I hope I'm not Bert Kreischer shit right now and just spilling the beans. But yeah, as long as nothing happens with the jelly thing, man. Jonathan told me he's gonna coordinate that for me, and that we're actually gonna do like a jelly jelly bowl, a jelly roll tour bus edition. So I'm gonna go on his tour bus when he comes to Ohio and hang out for a few hours, and we're gonna do the interview on the tour bus. I need to buy some lav mics, man, but I'm gonna bring these GoPros and some lights, and I think we're gonna be straight, dude.
Hey, that's dope.
I'm excited, dude. But
Have you
yeah,
had anybody I like that? I guess a
not at that
celebrity in a
level.
way. Okay.
No, and the day before that, I'm actually getting someone who I was really excited about this too. It's another rapper, but Bez Believe is coming to Dayton to do a show.
Okay.
And the guy who owns the studio I work out of, he he coordinated that show with Bez and the local music venue, and so Bez is gonna do my podcast while he's in town. And he has like 300,000, a half a million followers on Facebook, so that would be a good look if he shares this too. You know what I mean? Because cause I kind of have some affiliates with musical artists too, and sometimes it's like I get bored talking to my comic friends from around Dayton. So that's why it's nice to talk to either rappers or either people, other comics from outside of my immediate circle. You know what I mean? Like it's fun to be able to pick people's brains and stuff and like expand their network, bro. That's what you should do too, bro. Like you got a studio right there, and there's so many different like networks now, like websites where we can get on, and you pay like a fee, like $20 a month, and they'll just give you like authors and comedians and writers and YouTubers and other people who are looking to interview on podcasts because they're with agencies. And you pay a little bit of a fee, bro, and you get a couple of those bigger guests doing Skype every month and just listen back to them, do some good write ups and clips, bro. Like, I'm telling you, man, I've only been doing this for like maybe a year now. And like, it started off in my living room, and then I kind of like met Chris and kind of already had a relationship with him. And then I think other studios are always looking for people who know how to run equipment and stuff, bro. And you got a knack for it because you're obviously a podcaster. You know what I'm saying? You've figured out how to do audio and stuff, right? Do you
Yeah,
do live
yeah.
audio
I
or
went to
anything? Or what's your background as far as like audio and video?
dude, I went to a fucking radio school
Oh my God, dude. You're a
out of
broadcaster
college
by
in
heart.
Southfield, Michigan. Yeah, yeah. I worked in like radio at like terrestrial radio stations for like 6 years or something like that. I was in upstate New York, like
Yeah,
DC for a couple years. When I
that's
first moved
tight.
here, I was doing some shit here too.
That must have
Did
been
you-
a fun experience traveling and stuff like that and doing radio, dude. Was that for school or
Kinda.
was that when you got out doing work? Oh,
That's when I got out. I worked at a station in Flint, Michigan
oh,
for a
how was the
minute.
water?
Oh, dude, it's always been bad.
Yeah,
It's always been absolutely terrible.
sad
Yeah.
out there, man.
It's shitty, but it is what it is, you know?
Yeah.
It's a broke city. It's like a modern ghost town. If you go, my family still lives up that way. So it's
Okay.
like going back, it's like everything's just boarded up and like abandoned and shit like that. It's pretty wild.
That's crazy. But it's
But
on a ups
yeah,
hopefully, it's on an upswing. I mean, the Midwest, people are buying a lot of property here. They're tearing down old buildings. Here in Ohio, at least, like, everything's getting taken left and right, like, as far as, like, residentials and, like, business properties. It seems to be there seems to be so much more construction around here lately in the Midwest.
yeah.
Just traveling through here doing shows.
Down
I don't know if that
downtown
correlates.
Flint's kind of popping.
Really? Yeah,
Yeah, a
they're
little
starting to
bit.
kind of, like
Yeah, they've made like the downtown, like just kind of like the businesses and restaurants are like
mm,
nice and hip. They used to do some comedy down there, but uh I guess the room got too many people in there. The dude was like punk rock about running the show. So once people started to show up that he didn't like, he just pulled the plug on the whole fucking show
oh,
instead
wow.
of like passing it along.
Yeah, dude. Do that
yeah,
happen to the comics so often where we get a good spot and then we're like, "Oh, man, you guys gotta check this." But we blow it up by telling other comics. Even though we wanna share and we wanna have fun and we all wanna see it's like we wanna finger paint with our friends.
yeah,
We wanna
yeah.
tell them, but then we tell them we blow the fucking spot up.
Yep. That's, in Atlanta, like, right after the pandemic, there was really nowhere that had opened up really.
Mm,
So there's, like, this small independent theater that popped up. These younger comics started running shows there,
mm,
and then word got out, and now all of a sudden they were trying to run, like, 7 shows at this one venue in 3 days, and it's like and then all the shows just fell to shit. No one could get an audience anymore. It's like, "Oh, you guys
yeah.
why would you do that?"
They saturated the market.
They say yeah, it was the only place too, so it's just like, "Oh,
Mm,
they fucked it up." They burnt it down. The shows,
yeah,
from then they were great for a minute, and then, like, by the time I left, there was, like, 3 people at those shows, you know?
yeah.
They just burnt it down.
That happens so much, man. Or
Yeah.
sometimes here even here where we're at in Dayton, in Ohio, man, sometimes comics, they're, like, underprepared and, like, they're not good, basically, right? They're not good, they're new, they're too new. They'll say things, like, that are offensive and not they're trying to say a joke, but they just don't have delivery yet, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't have timing yet, and they're saying things that are people are taking offensive, and we're just getting mics canceled. There's a couple of them just this year that happened where it was someone it might have been their first time on stage, like, none of us local people who work the clubs associate with these people. We're here to practice our new shit, you know what I mean? Like, we just worked all day or whatever, and we're trying to just do our jokes and go home, and then there's this person who we obviously want to encourage because it's a newer person and they're coming up and they're younger, but it's like, whose side do you take? It's like you wanna take the comic side, but at the same time, if the venue shuts you down, you don't wanna be looked at as the type of person who's, like, down for racist or anti-homoph you know what I mean? Or homophobic stuff or anti-Semitic stuff.
Yeah.
You don't wanna be
Yeah.
known for that, and, like, I don't think comedy ever comes from a place like that, but I think that right now, people more than ever are, kind of entitled to be offended, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Very much so. Offended, soft. And
Yeah,
also, it's like
soft.
it's an open mic, you know what I mean? Like, it's
Sure, it's an idea that might have never
anybody
been
can
said
come and
before.
say whatever they want, like, that's the
Right,
whole idea of the open mic, and
right.
I like seeing a crazy person wander into an open mic and get on stage
With a
and
newspaper hat.
say whatever it is they're trying to do some weird character or some shit like that, and or trying to somehow deal with repressed memories or whatever the fuck it is they're doing. People just losing their minds. Show
Yeah.
up once, you never see them again, but they leave you with something a little bit special.
Yeah, they do, man. There was this older dude that had Parkinson's disease, and he came around for a while at that same open mic, and this orderly from the nursing home would come with him, and he would try to do his hacky stand-up too, you know? Neither one of them had ever done it before, but it was really I think it was cool of the dude, the nurse, whoever that guy was, who was coming and doing his hacky bits with the guy, like, that was really sweet, you know what I mean? Like, I just thought of that, I never really shared it with anybody, but I thought that was crazy. Sometimes you see people that are, like, nutso, though, like you
A
were s
little bit.
I
Yeah.
can more so identify with the fact that it's, like, mostly crazy people, and then a couple people, like, maybe you and I and other people that we know that that work in the business that are, like, just crazy enough to tell jokes and, like, not really have an ego, but then, like you know what I mean? Then there's that, like, next level crazy people who, like, can't really function in society, and they're, like
Yeah.
I've always wanted to try this. They're like, "How old are you?" They're like, "I'm 99 years old, and I
Yeah,
just wanna
yeah,
do stand up. I'm gonna be big." I'm like,
yeah.
"I don't know, man. I
It's
don't know
like
if you got it, but"
you can put your name on this list and do comedy for 20 other people who are also doing comedy and not even paying attention and smoking
Yeah.
cigarettes, and it's like, you
It's
know
your make a wish. It's almost like a bucket
yeah,
list for a lot of people. More people wanna make it a bucket list item than actually wanna work in the business, I'd say. Is
yeah, and
that
I
a
think
staggering statistic that we're discovering together right now?
no, I don't think so. I think that would be
That's a new idea to me, at least.
oh, I'm
Yeah, it's real,
yeah.
right? Like, there's more people that probably try it just to say they did it than actually people who wanna take it serious and
Yeah,
work.
yeah, I think that too. It's also like a death wish if you go on stage in front of comics and go, "I'm just doing this off a dare or because, it's a bucket list thing."
Right.
Because there's people who are there every fucking night, and it's like, "Oh, you're wasting my time now." You know
It
what I
takes
mean?
away from us, but you know what it also does? And look, Zoom just came and said we only have 10 minutes. I don't usually do Zoom, like I said, so I wasn't
Ah, yeah, yeah.
I'm glad that it popped up on the screen though, so it didn't cut us out, but what I wanna say about that real quick, what was the
I
last
didn't
thing
even
you said?
notice that.
What was the last
Oh,
thing?
talking about bucket lists and open mics, and I don't know what I'm talking about
Yeah,
anymore.
oh, what it does do though is sometimes it's really good crowd work to have some interesting person who's never done comedy go up and say like, not really say a joke, and then you just say that you actually tell the joke how it should have been told, or you just give a different take on what they were saying, and it's funnier in the moment, like his crowd work, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes that's really cool for those assholes who show up. That's about the only thing we get out of it as comics, who are trying to get, "I wanna get a couple sets in before Friday, get the
Yeah.
fuck out of here," you
Yeah,
know?
dude. Yeah,
Like, there's
it's
30 of
yeah.
us, motherfucker.
It's like junky shit sometimes,
Yeah, dude.
where it's like, "I
Like
just want more." Yeah, I'll fucking go one more place for to do another minute and a half, you know?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's
here we
just
go.
like, oh, at what point is that a problem,
And they should
It
practice in the mirror first, I say. That's good advice to all you young comics out there. Well, Joe Kelly, I hate to cut this short, man.
you're good, man.
I just pulled an 8-hour shift at the studio, man. My MacBook crashed, so I have to come here and edit now. I got one podcast I edited today, put it out, and then I just recorded 3 today total. You're my 3rd guest, so
You got a
I'm
big
tired.
ass monitor, dude. That thing's
Dude,
fucking huge.
behind me or this the Mac?
That one, the Mac, that thing's
Yeah,
fucking
dude,
massive.
this is Chris, the owner's Mac. Mine burnt up, dude. My MacBook, I got 40 episodes out of it, so thank you, Apple. I loved it. I had it for 4 years. It was a great motherfucking computer, but, dude, I've had a busy day, bro, but it was like a blessing to talk to you. I think we had a really good
Hell
connection
yeah,
here, dude. We
dude.
gotta do this again. You and
Yeah.
we don't have to just podcast and talk, man. I love having friends in the comedy industry too, just like other people who are like-minded. Like only certain people understand like what a real sad clown really is, bro.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
That's what we
yeah.
all are. We're just like sad clowns, just pretend, just making we're kind of making the world happy because we're not happy. But that's okay because if you can hold it together long enough to be able to learn how to be a comic, it's a fucking good experience, dude, for sure.
Yeah, and there is something about, maybe giving the happiness that gives you a little bit back.
I love that idea, dude. Yeah, it does. It gives you something back. It gives them something and it gives you something. It gives us something back without asking. Like we don't ask for the good feel. Oh, that's an interesting point, man. Damn, this is a good thing to end on. It's like we don't ask for the good feeling that um like at first at least, we don't really ask the universe for the good feeling that it gives us whenever we make people laugh off of an idea that we created in our head. Right? We don't even know how to ask for it, and that's why we don't know how to describe it. Well, when you're up there and you really feel it and it happens, it's fucking amazing, you know? It's like it's that gut feeling, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like if you don't ask, then it feels better 'cause you just know. It's like opportunity meets preparation. Hell yeah, dude. Did you
Hell
freeze?
yeah. No, no. I did in my
Smoked a
mind.
huge joint when we first started this. I'm still really high.
Yeah, dude, I'm
Oh,
still the mushrooms are still kinda got me a little bit hazy today, and I have been smoking weed as well.
man. Well, dude, I really had a good time talking to you. We're gonna talk before the next time I put this out. It won't be out for like a month, maybe
Oh,
like
yeah,
yeah,
okay,
'cause
yeah.
I get a couple of them in the can, so I don't have to come to the studio every weekend, you know?
I'll holler
Mm.
at you. I'll hit you up whenever I'm coming up that way to Ohio. At the very least,
Yeah,
if I
yeah.
can't do a show, I'll stop through Dayton, say hey, whatever.
That'd be awesome, dude. Yeah, come through. Definitely do that. Definitely come to the studio, bro. And let me know if you do end up getting a show, maybe I'll come out and do a guest spot or something, or just come out and
Yeah,
support or whatever, bro. Me maybe
yeah,
some other comedians will come and check the show out if it's close enough.
yeah, absolutely, dude.
All right, my brother. It was really good to talk to you. I'm gonna walk off because I got to go to the other side and stop the.
You're good, man. Thanks for
Okay,
having me
brother.
on.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, take care.